The Savage Situation Gaming Podcast has been absolutely unbelievable this season. We've had some incredible guests throughout the course of it. This season we've had like Quibblecop, DanTDM, Shocks. I mean, the list is endless. Now, obviously, because of COVID this year, I haven't had a chance to film these episodes. What I've done instead is put together a few highlights of these episodes, some of the best bits, some clips that you guys can check out and listen to. If you like what you hear, do head on over to the main podcast and listen to the whole thing in its entirety. Here's a highlight for you guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing. And enjoy this. When you started to become like the headline talent, if you will, did people change around you at all?
No, I think Insomnia were always my favorite events because it was literally a 24-hour convention. Not for, like, people would leave in terms of people that weren't doing booths or creators and stuff. They would all leave at about 6 p.m. But then the whole thing would stay open still. So all the creators, all the people in the booths that were running, like the game companies, everyone would hang out, and it would be such a unique and just a great experience because 99.9% of YouTubers are really, really nice.
It's true. Everyone is super lovely, like really lovely. And the circles that we've been fortunate to be in as well, everyone's very welcoming and very kind of cool, which is great to see as well. 2017 was kind of the time we started kind of, I think we worked together a few times, be it Legends of Gaming, a few other things like Insomnia too. But I remember that was the year that Forbes came out and they were like, right, here are our highest grossing YouTube earners of the year. Was it weird for you seeing kind of things like that, your kind of earnings portrayed in the media? Was it quite a tricky customer thing to address at all?
It was quite difficult because that was the time when YouTube had popped off big time, and then a couple years, maybe a year or two later, traditional media had been like, wait, hold on. How much are these guys making for playing video games?
How many millions of millions are they making?
Wait, what? And then as well, people that aren't in that world, even in like your families and stuff, now all of this information that I keep really private anyway, now with one single article from such a reputable source in traditional media, like now everyone knows.
Yeah.
And I'd kept that kind of, it's not about that for me. Like obviously it's nice, it's kept my family and my future extremely secure, but it's not something I ever really talked about before then. So when I knew that article was coming out 2 days before it went live, and also so I got it 2 days before, didn't see the article, and I didn't know where I'd placed on the list either, because there's a big difference between the person in first and then the rest in the list. Because I knew if someone hits first, that's all the headlines are going to be, right? It's going to be about that. So I knew I was on the list because they told me, and they ask you for your earnings. Don't tell them. They just kind of guess. And then the day after that, so the day before the article comes out, the media get hold of it. They get they're embargoed though. So the information starts trickling in to my inboxes and contacts and stuff. But then, so stuff is about to get pretty big. And then the day the article goes live, it just goes mental. I remember me and Elspeth, who's my manager, was sitting looking at the inbox, and we were just like, oh, how do we handle this? What's going on?
Did you? I mean, because they obviously reported it was an extraordinary amount, and at that point, you're right. I mean, that's something I haven't really thought of. Really, the impact not on just the way that the audience kind of sees you, but the way in which your family and friends must kind of suddenly, because it's basically like the equivalent is kind of like winning the lottery or something. People suddenly see how much you're earning. Was there an impact? Did people people close to you kind of treat you any differently, or did everyone kind of remain relatively the same?
Like most of my friends are YouTubers anyway, so they kind of get it. But in terms of family, I don't think they knew that I made videos. But then when information like that comes out, sometimes that justifies the job, because you say, oh, you're a YouTuber, they're just like, oh, that's weird but cool. But then when it comes out on that kind of scale, in terms of that much money as well. People know now how much money you earn and have. It's an incredibly, I feel like it's quite a personal thing to just have thrown out there.
Yeah, massively.
Because like you said, yeah, loads of people, like no one, it's known as like a rude question to ask someone how much do you earn. But that's something that was now everyone know the answers to that question. So yeah, I did have some issues for people that are really close to me, which are ironed out now. And I think even to this day, it still affects me. It's like really, really hard to deal with that kind of stuff, which I know sounds like a real first world problem, but it's...
I can imagine. I can imagine going to a restaurant, and everyone knowing that you've got X amount of cash in the bank, and then the restaurant bill comes, and everyone just turns and goes, "Adam, are you gonna get this?" They go, "Why me? Why you get it?" If money isn't a motivation as much as it may have been for anybody, I'm not saying anybody could be motivated by money, but has it changed your attitude to what you're creating? Like, have you looked at different ventures and thought, okay, I want to kind of focus more on what I'm interested in? Money's not an equation anymore. It's more about just what I want to do creatively. That's what inspires me now.
It's always been about the creative stuff. Always, for me, it's the creative stuff. Like the book, for example, like I said, I could have had someone write it for me. It'd have been fine, earn money from it. Great. But I wanted it to be my book. I wanted to be the one that wrote it. Like with the tour as well, complete passion project. Started with 4 dates. We did 4 dates. We break even. Awesome. If it didn't go well, it didn't sell well, we just won't touch it again. But then it turned into this just like crazy, almost 100 shows around the world. Same with the tour we just finished as well, which was only 4 shows. I'll be honest with you, that broke even. So that, from a business perspective, maybe not the best idea, but from a creative perspective, absolutely love.
This is just one of the many highlights of the episodes available to you right now in the full episode list. It's down below. There is a link. Click that. It takes you to that platform where you can choose the landing page where you want to listen to the podcast in its entirety. It's all there for you. Do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media as well. All the links are below. I look forward to seeing you on the next one for the next highlight. Take care. Sav out.